this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're doing probability and we're doing sample space. So sample space is a term that refers to a list of all the possible outcomes for an experiment. So we're going to practice doing that with these questions here. For each of the following, list the sample space. A multiple choice question has the possible answers A, B, C, and D. So it's telling us that the possible outcomes for a multiple choice question, we say S for sample space is equal to, and we're going to put all of our options in some funny looking brackets, a bit like this, okay? So our options for our answers could be A, B, C, or D, and then we close the funny brackets. Okay, so we're just listing off the possible choices for a multiple choice question. Okay, and this is just the notation on how to write it. Let's try that again for B. We have a standard 6-sided dice that is being rolled. The sample space then would be equal to, open the big curly brackets. When we roll a 6-sided dice, we could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Close the brackets. Part C. A day of the week is randomly selected. Okay, so we want the sample space for selecting a day of the week. So S for sample space is equal to, curly brackets, Sunday, Monday, I'm just going to write the first 3 letters, or the short version, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There it is, the sample space. Okay, question 2. Consider a standard pack of cards. Find the sample space if considering the suit selected. Now, not everybody is very familiar with packs of cards, but when doing probability questions, it is actually handy to know a little bit about them. So it might be a good idea to go and find some cards from the cupboard and have a look through them and familiarize yourself, because they're very common questions. So in a standard pack of cards, there is 4 suits. So if we're thinking of the suits, our sample space would be hearts and diamonds. They're the 2 red suits. And then we have 2 black ones, which are spades and finally clubs. Okay, but sometimes we want to look at the face value of the card, or it says or picture, number or picture. So we have 4 suits, but we also have different numbers and pictures on the card. So in this sample space, we want to list off all the different options for the value of the card. So that would be, we have the smallest number we have is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all the numbers. And then we go into the picture cards, which are Jack, J for Jack, Q for Queen, K for King, and the Ace. So they are all the different face values that you can have on the cards. And finally, what is the sample space for the color that you select? Well, as I suggested up here, there's actually only 2 colors in a pack of cards, and that is red and black. So red and black. Okay, only 2 options. So it's interesting to see all these different ways of categorizing our sample space, all for a pack of cards. Okay, question 3. A coin is tossed. How many elements are in the sample space? Now, it's not asking me to list the sample space. It just wants to know how many elements are in the sample space. Now, each of these things in here are elements. So this one had 2 elements. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 elements. So if we were to toss a coin, we could either get a head or a tail. That would be our sample space. But all we really want in this question is we want to say that there are 2. There is two things that we could get, a head or a tail, because we want the number of elements. Okay, so that's our examples today. Time for you to practice. So pause the video, give these questions a go, and then restart to see how you've gone. So for question 1, for each of the following, list the sample space. First of all, a coin is tossed. So we say S for sample space, we open our curly brackets. When we flip a coin, we can either get a head or a tail. They're the only two options when a coin is tossed. Okay, for B, we're asked to find the sample space for a month in summer is selected. Okay, so here in Australia, we have 3 months of summer. The first month of summer is December, then January, and then finally February. And they're our summer months. Okay, and for C, we want to find the sample space of this spinner. Now we're looking at the colors on this spinner. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors for the sample space. It doesn't matter that they have different size wedges. It would be more likely that you would get a green one, but they are just all the different options. So let's list all the different colors. Red, yellow, blue, and green are our different outcomes. Okay, question 2, state the number of elements in the sample space. So for a standard pack of cards, how many elements are in the sample space? Now there are 52 cards in a standard pack, so we're not counting jokers. So there's actually 52 different cards in the deck. Okay, so even though there is 4 twos, for example, one is the 2 of hearts, one is the 2 of clubs, one is the 2 of spades, one is the 2 of diamonds. So you get the idea. So they're all actually different cards. So there's 52 cards in a deck. Part B, we want a letter from the alphabet. So you sit there and count up all your letters in the alphabet, and there are 26 letters in the alphabet. 3, a bag contains 6 pink marbles, 7 blue marbles, and 3 black marbles, and 1 yellow marble. List the sample space. So it doesn't actually matter how many of each color there is. Our sample space is the colors that we could choose. So S for sample space is equal to pink, blue, black, and yellow. And that's it. That's the end of our lesson today. Keep practicing, and I'll see you next time.